Hi, I am Dr. Shambhu Yadav, a neuroscientist and a stress biologist from Harvard Medical School. And today we are going to learn about the neuroplasticity, how to change your brain at any age. Imagine for a second, your brain isn't some rigid, unchangeable things, like a stone carved in your skull. What if it's more like a clay, always ready to be shaped, molded, transformed, no matter how old you are? And that's the attention I want to grab you with. Your brain is never truly fixed. It's a continuous shifting, adapting, rewiring itself based on what you do, what you think, and what you feel. And that's the magic of neuroplasticity. And it's what we are exploring today. This idea is the foundation of how we learn, how we heal, and how we grow. Let me tell you about a woman in the 60s who had a stroke that left her right arm nearly useless. Doctor told her recovery would be limited, but she didn't buy it. She spent months of practicing a small movement, gripping a ball, tracing pattern. Slowly her brain rewired itself. Her arm started to listen again. She is not alone. People learned language in their 80s, picked up the instrument in their 70s, and rebuilt their mind after trauma. This episode is about how your brain changes, how you can steer that change, and why science now proves it's never too late. So let's get started. Here is the first thing you need to know. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to rewire itself. It's how it strengthens connection between neurons or weaken them based on what you experience. Think of it like a city road system. Busy road get wider, stronger. Quiet one fade, get overgrown. Your brain does this too, reshaping itself with every thought, every action, or every skill you practice. So there are two kinds of plasticity: a structural plasticity, which is about the physical changes, neuron growing new branches, forming new connections. And second is a functional plasticity, which is when the brain reassigns roles. Like when a blind person's visual cortex starts handling sound or touch. For years, the scientists thought that adult brain was set in a stone, like a finished sculpture. But they were wrong. Research flips that idea on its head. Studies on animals showed that the visual cortex could adapt to new input. London taxi drivers grew larger memory centers in their brain from the navigating complex streets. The brain isn't static, it's alive, dynamic, always ready to change. And that's the revelation that gets the stage for everything else. So now turn is, the old myth of a fixed brain is dead. Your brain is living, adaptable system and ready to reshape itself based on what you feed it. Now let's dig it into how that actually works. So how does your brain pull off this rewiring trick? It all comes down to neurons, those tiny cells that talk to each other, and that is through synapses. Every time you learn something new, say a dance move or a new word, a synapse gets stronger. And this happens through something called long-term potentiation, or in short, LTP. It's like a turning off the volume on the neuronal conversation. The opposite, long-term depression, that is also known as LTD. Turn it down, weakening connections you don't use. Picture it like a muscles. Use it and it grows. Ignore it and it shrinks. There is a key player here called BDNF. Think of it as the brain's fertilizer. It helps neurons grow, form new connections, and stay healthy. And the exercise, learning, even the certain foods can boost BDNF. making your brain more adaptable. And then there are chemicals like dopamine, acetylcholine, and noradrenaline. These are your brain's motivator. They sharpen your focus, make learning stick, and reward you for paying attention. But the flip side is chronic stress pump out cortisol, which is a stress hormone, which can choke plasticity, making it harder for your brain to adapt. Short bursts of stress, though, they can actually help pushing your brain to learn faster. It's all about the balance. Your brain is chemical orchestra, and every experience is a note that shapes the music. And the turn again, the science shows your brain is built to change, driven by the chemical and experiences. But doesn't that ability fade as you get older? Let's tackle that next. You have probably heard the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And that's a myth. And the science backed that up. The idea that your brain loses its plasticity as you age, not true. Your kids' brain are like the sponge soaking up everything, but the adult, even the older adult, can still rewire their brain. Research shows the hippocampus, that memory hub in your brain, can grow new neuronal even in your 70s or 80s. Think about that. New neuron cells sprouting because you decided to learn Spanish or take up yoga, meditation. There is a study about older adults who started playing the piano. Their brain light up with new neuronal connection. Their memory and focus sharpened. Another story, a man in his 90s recovering from a hip injury retrained his brain to walk by practicing a small step every day. The key isn't age, it's a engagement. Your brain doesn't care if you are 20 or 90, it responds to what you do. Keep challenging it and it keeps changing. And that's the power of consistent effort. It's not about being young, it's about staying curious, staying active. Next turn, the age doesn't stop your brain from the changing. It's your action that matter. So what kinds of life keep your brain flexible and ready to grow? Your lifestyle is sculpting your brain every single day. Let's break it down. Like exercise is a big one. It's not just about the staying fit. It's about like a rocket fuel for your brain. Moving your body boost BDNF, grow your hippocampus and sharpen your focus. Even a brisk walk that can do it. Sleep is another thing. When you are dreaming, your brain busy to consolidate memory, strengthening what you learn and pruning what you don't need. Skim on sleep and you are starving your brain ability to adapt. Then there is a food, like a lot of different food with good in nutrients like omega-3 in the fish, antioxidant in the leafy green. They all protect your neurons and keep them firing. Then mindfulness and meditation. They are like a workout for your prefrontal cortex, the part that handle emotion and decision. They can rewire circuit to make you calmer, more focused. And then, my friend, social connections matter too. Talking, laughing, empathizing, it's all stimulate your brain empathy and communication network. And don't forget curiosity. Learning new things, whether it's a language or a recipe, keep your brain flexible. So you need balance. Push yourself, but give your brain time to recover. Challenge without rest burn you out. It's like a training of muscles. Work it and then let it heal. So the next turn, your daily habits are the shaping your brain for the better or worse. But neuroplasticity isn't always your friend. Let's talk about its darker side too. Neuroplasticity is a double-edged sword. It's a neutral. It doesn't care if it's building good habit or bad habit. That's where things get more tricky. Like your brain can wire itself into the pattern you don't want. Take chronic pain. If you experience pain over and over, your brain can strengthen those pain pathways, making it feel worse even when the injury gone. Addiction works the same way, like repeating drug use or the compulsive behavior carve deep neuronal grooves, making it harder to break free. And my friend, anxiety and depression. They are often fueled by the repetitive negative thought that your brain learned to amplify. It's like a road that keeps getting wider because you keep driving down it. But there is a good news. You can change the route by being aware of those patterns and deliberately focusing on new ones. You can weaken the bad circuits and build the healthier one. It's called the intentional rewiring. You are not stuck with the brain you have. You can reshape it with the purpose and effort. So the next term, neuroplasticity can trap you in bad pattern, but it also gives you the power to break free. And finally, rest. Your brain does its best rewiring when you are sleeping or relaxed. Want example? Try learning a new language even just 10 minutes a day. Push yourself with the deliberate practice. Don't just coast, challenge your limit. Get moving, aerobics, dancing, even walking rewire your brain. And then practice gratitude or mindfulness daily. It reshapes how you handle stress. So here is the simple routines, like start your day with a quick walk, learn something new for the 15 minutes, and end with the moment of reflection or meditation. And that's your brain daily workout. Stick with it and you will feel the change. So the next turn, you have got the tools to rewire your brain intentionally. So now let's wrap up this up with the final thought on what it all means. So here is the big takeaway. Your brain is never set in stone. Every thought you think, every action you take, every emotion you feel, it's sculpting your brain. What you focus on grows stronger. What you ignore fades away. And that's the power you hold. You are training your brain every single day, whether you mean to or not. The question is, what kinds of brain do you want to build? One that is stuck in the old route, or one that's flexible, curious, and resilient? And that's up to you. Try something new this week. Pick one small challenge, a new skill, a mindful moment, a walk. Pay attention to how your mind responds. You will start to feel it shift. It's not your brain alive and adapting. So the turn, you are not just living in your brain, you are building it. Start small, stay curious, and watch it grow. That's it. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.